Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Sophie, and this channel is chronicling my journey of living my best life with multiple chronic health conditions. Apologies that the video is a couple days late. My refrigerator stopped working over the weekend, so I've been dealing with that, and I am exhausted. But as I said at the end of my last video, this video will be talking about the 3 most life-interfering symptoms that I currently have. These are not all of my symptoms, these are just the 3 that interfere with my life the most. One of them, which I've kind of already hinted at, with the exhaustion, is just fatigue. I normally need to take a nap during the day, which is not ideal for actually working a job. The job I do have is a 1099 or an independent contractor job. I also have my own business that I'm not really marketing right now because I don't have the time or energy due to the 1099 job. But at least the 1099 job gives me a little bit of extra income that supplements my Social Security disability income. But neither of them, even combined, make ends meet. That's a whole other issue. But fatigue is definitely limiting. It's not as limiting as it once was. At one point, I was sleeping 18-20 hours a day. That's not the case anymore. But when I am active throughout the day, and by active I do mean either physically or mentally active during the day, I normally will need a nap somewhere along the line, and my naps are rather long. Normally they're not under an hour or 2 hours, sometimes they're even 3 or 4 hours, which obviously makes things difficult. I also don't feel as well, have as much energy when I wake up from a nap, so if I need to do anything active, like cook or something like that, I do try to do that at the beginning of the day, shortly after waking up, because otherwise I know it just isn't going to get done. Even if I do nap, my energy does not match that when I first wake up. I have the most energy when shortly after waking up, and then it sort of goes downhill the rest of the day, regardless about whether or not I nap. Napping just stops me from falling asleep, not on purpose. I've fallen asleep in this chair multiple times, so naps will happen whether I want them to or not. Again, not very conducive to daily life. The other thing, which definitely came into play this weekend with my refrigerator stopping working, is my muscle fatigue and burning. I'm sure a lot of you have experienced when you do something, when you either carry something for a long time or you're going back and forth doing a repetitive motion, that your muscles will start to burn and or fatigue. For me, that happens very rapidly. It happens just hanging clothes up in the closet, or brushing my teeth, brushing my hair, walking, things like that. So having to empty my refrigerator and freezer, as well as having to I ended up buying a mini fridge and a mini freezer to save all of the food that I had, because of course I had just gone grocery shopping and cooked in the 2 days prior to my fridge stopping working. My muscles fatigued very quickly. I was not able to really pace through that because I needed to save the food, which means today my muscles are a lot more twitchy than usual, and I'm just more fatigued. I'm tired. I wish I could be sleeping, but I cannot, because the first couple weeks of the month are more busy than other weeks at my 1099 job. It is what it is. I will get through it because there's no other option. The third symptom that is now most interfering on a relatively daily basis are the esophageal spasms that I've mentioned in the past. They used to be rather infrequent back when they first started. Now they are a lot more frequent, sometimes even just occurring at rest. I don't really have a specialist for them at the moment. I do have a gastroenterologist, but they're not a motility specialist. I have had an esophageal manometry where they measure the pressure in your esophagus, but that was years ago. I believe it was in 2012. I don't know if the problem I'm currently having is just a worsening of the past problem, or if this is a new problem that occurred, I don't know. I was gonna say when I had the tracheoesophageal fistula, or the hole between my trachea and my esophagus. It started before that was found, and then after the surgery it did seem to calm down for a little while, but now it's back worse than it's ever been. So I don't know if it's, like I said, progression or something else. No idea. Originally, once they had diagnosed the fistula, I thought maybe it was because of the fistula, especially because it went away after the surgery for a period of time. But I've since had the upper endoscopy and there wasn't a fistula. So I don't know what's going on. I should eventually get it looked at. It's on the list of things to get investigated. There's just not a motility specialist near me that has any recent availability, so I am debating about going out of state, but that's obviously not ideal for a variety of reasons. So on a daily basis, those are the three things that interfere with my daily functioning the most. The muscle burning and fatigue sort of limits just about everything I do, including things like walking, sitting up, basically anything where I am using my muscles, which again is basically everything. The muscle fatigue and weakness can definitely drive the fatigue, but fatigue can also just be because of working. That includes continuous talking. And then the esophageal spasms, again, I don't know if it's related to the muscle fatigue. It's been sort of a lifelong problem, but I don't know. But that is sort of the three things that limit me during the day the most. The only one that's gotten better over time has been the fatigue. The other two have gotten worse, which is not ideal. Hopefully the skin biopsy will show something when it gets resulting at the end of the year or early in 2027. The esophageal spasms I will need to see a motility specialist for, so I need to make a decision about that. Other than that, I just do the best I can every day, because that's all I can do. I'm not sure what the next video will be about. Life is pretty boring at the moment. Nothing really planned or anything, so we'll have to see what the next video is about. It'll be a surprise for all of us. Until then, I hope you guys are having a good day whenever it is you are watching, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye, guys.